Miranda Lambert is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. And I judge people based on intentions.
That's Jelly Roll talking about the time Miranda Lambert stopped a concert to scold a fan for taking a picture. But there's a but. There's also a Jelly Roll story about fans behaving so much worse that, frankly, he's lucky to have both of his eyeballs.
And then Yelawolf had the audacity to say, I bet you can't hit me with a bottle rocket.
It's Billy Dukes, and the Miranda Lambert selfie story is a couple weeks old, so I'll only recap briefly here before getting to what Jelly has to say. Then, Miranda suffered a great personal loss this week, and a Tim McGraw story that if you have daughters or granddaughters will rip your heart out. Please consider subscribing if you crave the latest in country music news and exclusive interview content, like what you're about to see from Jelly Roll. Miranda situation recap. She stopped a show in Las Vegas because a group of women were...
These girls are worried about the selfie and not listening to the song. It's pissing me off a little bit.
We summarized that more thoroughly a week ago, and there's a link to that video in the corner and the description section. Turns out it wasn't a selfie, but they were posing for a picture during Tin Man of all songs. It became a pretty big deal with everyone weighing in. Jelly Roll makes two very good points, and please watch both because he kind of went out of his way to be really clear about his opinion, recognizing that someone could take only half of what he says and twist it around on him.
Above everything, Miranda's the homie. Like, that's my friend forever.
Thumbs up if you love hearing that. A little backstory. Jelly and Miranda are very good friends, and she even wrote a song on his new Whitsit Chapel album, an album that carries his current radio single, Need a Favor. Our question had more to do with fan behavior in general.
After the, Miranda selfie drama, and, there's just a lot of artists getting hit in the face with stuff on stage. Like, what is your take on where, live music stands right now, and what's going on?
Well, let's start with Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lambert is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. And I judge people based on intentions, right? I know that Miranda would never be intentionally disrespectful to anybody. We don't know what Miranda's going through on that stage now, right? You know what I mean? Like, how she dealt with it is how she dealt with it. That's none of my business, number one. But number two, I know that Miranda's heart is right. She has been one of the best people to me in this business from the moment I came in. You know what I mean? So, as a friend, it hurts to see her going through anything that feels like this because I know her intention. I hate to see that. I just wish people were more understanding of both sides. You know what I mean? Because I understand the ladies want to take the picture too. I want to be clear because I know your shit gets a lot of views when you do the clickbait. So Jelly Speaks on Miranda is going to be a big thing here. So let's be very clear. I get the girl's perspective too. You pay all this money for this time. You want to take this picture. You know what I mean? I also get where Miranda's at. She's singing the most intimate song of her set. I don't know how she feels when she sings Tin Man. I know when I sing She on stage, I am fighting everything in my soul not to cry. I'm fighting she might be like that when she sings Tin Man or House That Built Me. You don't know how emotionally unstable some of these songs will make an artist too. So I understand both sides of that.
I'm not sure if anyone has put it better than that. What do you think? Comment below. As for this other fan nonsense, like throwing things at artists, he's surprisingly unsympathetic to the artist.
I believe people are throwing such a fuss about getting stuff thrown at them, Evan. I've been getting shit thrown at me my whole career, dude. I played The Gathering of the Juggalos. Me and Yelawolf had a bottle rocket shot at us once. A bottle rocket. And a literal bottle whistling. Phew! Bottle rocket. And then Yelawolf had the audacity to say, I bet you can't hit me with a bottle rocket, and got dozens of them. He had to ask them to stop. They took it as a game then. It was like playing target practice with Yelawolf on stage with bottle rockets. I've been getting stuff, drugs, panties, bras, boots, hats, cell phones. Dude, cell phones. People will throw their cell phones. And the craziest thing is if I pick this cell phone up, which I do all the time, I never know who to give it back to.
Right.
I'm just trusting the first person is like, it's mine.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I'm just like, okay, I trust that it's yours. It's so, I'm not making light of people getting stuff thrown at them, but I grew up playing in bars, dude. I've been getting shit thrown at me. I've had beers thrown at me. I've gotten fist fights. I've jumped off the stage and got in physical fist fights in the early days of our career. So, yeah, it's like if you're going to throw something at me, make it a Xanax bar, right?
Speaking of Miranda, she suffered a great big loss this week. Her dog Thelma died. He was a Great Pyrenees that she got in 2016. Actually, at the time, she shared she got two dogs, Thelma and Louise. Get it? Here are some of the photos from her very emotional Instagram post where she recalls driving them home from Dallas to protect her new farm. Quote, she spent her days lounging in the bar and her nights keeping watch over all of us. She lived the last 8 years with no fences, just freedom to do what she did best, love and protect. I loved her with all my heart. Leave a kind word from Miranda below. Louise is still alive, but Thelma joins 2 more of Lambert's pups in doggy heaven, Waylon and Jesse, who died in 2020 and 2021. If Tim McGraw goes on to take Bob Saget's role as American Dad, we won't be mad about it. During a show in Los Angeles, he met a young girl named Berkeley who made a bracelet for him that had his wife Faith Hill, and all of his daughter's initials on it. Listen to what he told her from the stage during the show. It's a little bit muffled, so he put the text over the video.
My wife and all my daughter's initials on it. So thank you, Berkeley. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, sweetie. And remember what I told you earlier, right? Be strong and fierce, right? Be a woman that goes out and conquer the world. Absolutely.
We're not sure why he played that secret club show, but he does have a new album called Standing Room Only dropping next month.
You recently opened up about going to therapy. I thought that was cool of you to do that.
Yeah, man.
To normalize it more. What have you learned about yourself that, you might not have before therapy?
Dude, so I went to this place just because, man, I'm a trailer kid from Central Florida, man. So when people start telling lies or, there's bullshit going around that I'm like, well, first off, you weren't around for none of it. Second, none of that's true. And then you got a bunch of people, that are backing bullshit that none of it's true. The redneck side of me goes, I want to hit everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I want to fight everybody.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not the right thing to do. So, I went another route that I've never gone before. And, man, dude, what I learned was there's so much of my life that I made hard on myself because you carry all the stuff you went through growing up with you. You know what I mean? And there is a true thing of generational, trauma, I guess, if that's what you want to say, and you are who you grew up with. You know what I mean? And as a kid, that's not a choice of yours. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't choose our families. You didn't choose what you got, and so it's easy to beat yourself up or you don't realize that you carry these traits. For me, I grew up in a divorce home, broken home. There's fights. There's, bought PTSD from my dad, first responder, and you know what I mean, all this stuff going on. And I'm one of 4 kids, and so I was always like, man, whatever, just I'll do whatever y'all want to do. I just whatever. I carried that shit with me, and I don't know if that's a people pleasing thing or whatever, and I carried that with me, and I realized that I did not realize that you carry all that with you. If you don't, it's kind of like that saying, if you don't prioritize your health now, you know what I mean, you'll have to prioritize your medication later.
Okay.
And so it's now for me it was like, oh yeah, here's all the things that you're doing, and actually here's why.